What is the best episode of Chicken Shop Date? If you haven't seen it before, it's the widely popular YouTube series consisting of its host Amelia Dimoldenberg asking her guests random questions while they go on a date in a fried chicken restaurant. Her hilarious personality contributes heavily to the humor of the show, with her awkward and deadpan comedy style resulting in some truly unique, interesting, and funny interviews. There's no other way to say it, Amelia's attempts at flirting seriously make you cringe. So let's take a look at the top 10 flirtiest chicken shop date episodes. Number 10, Jack Harlow. The American rapper showed his playful side throughout his date with Amelia. This episode of the show gained over 6 million views and left the internet completely smitten over the 24-year-old. Jack was being extremely flirty as he spilled some details on his type of women, talked about his most romantic gesture and his best pickup line. Amelia said, "I heard that your weakness is for girls born in the 70s, and Jack agreed, but when he was asked what his type was specifically, he said dark hair. He also went on to share his best pickup line, which apparently is just a simple hi, which he says is undefeated. Jack was clearly pretty confident throughout the date, and he revealed that his most romantic gesture was the time he bought someone a plane ticket, but he did clarify that it wasn't a first class ticket, it was actually just in the back. The two of them actually got on so well that they ended up going on a radio show together called Kiss Breakfast, where Jack looked at Amelia and said, "Let me ask you something, do you think you make me nervous? What makes you nervous?" And she responded to that by saying, "Not you." But it looks like there might have been some real connections there, because before they leave the radio show, Jack says, "You're an icon, I love you." Number 9, Ed Sheeran. The singer showed his funnier side when he went on a chicken shop date with the one and only Amelia Dimoldenberg. Ed was the latest celebrity to sit down for a meal in West London, and right away it was obvious that the two of them had met before. You can see that with the easy banter at the beginning where he calls out her awkward persona, and it's something that she kind of switches on once the cameras start rolling. What's really funny is that Amelia has actually dyed her hair a ginger color specifically for the date, so she could be matching with Ed Sheeran. At one point she thought about buying him a ginger beer. The two of them move through a range of topics, and Ed talks about how difficult it is to take selfies because apparently he doesn't have a phone. Amelia then asks him how he sends flirty messages. After a pause he says, "In person?" Without thinking, he then brings up his wife Cherry and then apologizes for mentioning her on a first date, which was pretty adorable. It seems like Amelia was trying hard to make it awkward because she then hands him some fresh bed sheets which are sprayed with perfume to smell like her. Towards the end he brings out a ukulele and performs his famous love song Perfect. Overall, it was a hilarious date. Number 8, Charli XCX. The singer went on the chicken shop date as a part of Amelia's long-running YouTube series, and the results were hilarious. Taking place at Casey's Chicken in London, the chat is full of references to Charli's music, driving, her fans, and her opinions on mini golf and bowling. Charli says, "I throw a really good house party. I bet you're fun at a party." Then Amelia awkwardly dances and says, "Oh yeah, I'm fun at parties." She then brings up a potentially uncomfortable subject and says, "You used to go to raves when you were very young, illegal ones." When Charli confirms this and says that she actually went to them with her parents, Amelia asks, "Why was that? Did you not have any friends?" Or the comment section was loving the vibe that was going on between them. Someone wrote, "Charli is so deranged, this is like a normal conversation for her, even when Amelia is being awkward." Another user wrote, "Would be shocked if you two weren't already friends before this. It felt like you've been friends for ages. And why didn't she make this one awkward? It's just like a normal conversation," which is hilarious because it just goes to show you that Charli is very comfortable even in the most chaotic of environments. Number 7, Keke Palmer. This episode was not only hilarious, but it was truly a meeting of minds. On the date, Keke and Amelia realize that Drake is actually obsessed with both of them. Amelia asks the actress if she believes in love at first sight, because she thinks that's what's going to happen when she meets Drake. She then sings "Keke, do you love me?" and asks her, "If Drake said that to you, what would you say?" In response, the actress laughs and says that she doesn't think the song is actually about her. Later on in the date, Keke claims that one of her biggest love languages is watching movies, and she would break up with anyone who skips ahead in a TV show without her. She also said that she hates cool guys, likes tall men, and prefers her boyfriend to have hair. When asked what talent she wishes she could have, Keke immediately replies with, "I would just love to bust out some ballet." As the date wraps up, Amelia asks when she's most proud of herself, and in response she says at the end of every day, because as everyone knows, with some of these days you could just call it quits. So making it through one single day is its own kind of accomplishment. Number 6, KSI. This date started off with a bit of a tragedy. Amelia put in a disclaimer saying that they had already filmed one of the episodes, but the memory card in her camera got corrupted. She lost all the footage, so she had to go on a second date with KSI. But both of them really didn't seem to mind, as it was obvious right away that they enjoyed each other's company. Amelia straight up tells him that his laugh is annoying, and the two of them agree that it has a very distinct sound. She then asks him if he's tried online dating, to which he says, "Of course, Tinder, Bumble, I've tried it all. It's easy for me, go on a date and then I smash." At that point, even Amelia was struggling to hold in her laugh. She then asks him, "Do you get recognized by people over the age of 20? and suggests that his fans are all children, which is something that KSI adamantly denies. Amelia then asks, "What is your type?" and in response he just says, "If you're packing in the trunk." And as predicted, most of the comments were making fun of him and his all red outfit. Someone wrote, "Extremely kind of Amelia to give this random delivery man a date on her show." Number 5, Daniel Kaluuya. The Get Out actor appeared on an episode of Chicken Shop Date back in 2021, and it was absolutely chaotic from start to finish. Right off the bat, she asks him, "Would you say that you have time for a girlfriend?" He then laughs for an uncomfortably long amount of time and just shrugs off the question. When Amelia asked about his preferred type of girl, he says that he likes his partners to be funny and smart. He then turns the question back on her, and she gets very specific with her answer, claiming that she likes actors from Camden, which is obviously where he's from. She then asks him, "What movie that already exists would you love to play a character in?" And he responds by saying Sister Act 2. Amelia says, "As Whoopi Goldberg?" But no, what he actually meant was that he wanted to be one of the kids. In a hilarious part of the interview, Amelia admits that people shout the word chicken at her when she's out in public. Apparently she's even been called the chicken girl. But all jokes aside, the chemistry between them was clearly there, and viewers noticed it too. Someone commented, "I would honestly be blushing and giggling the entire date if he was looking at me like that the whole time." Number 4, Aitch. Back in 2019, the British rapper met up with Amelia for an episode of Chicken Shop Date. It was one of the most successful interviews in the whole series, and it currently sits at 14 million views on YouTube. Back then, the romantic tension between them was off the charts during their first meetup, and it wasn't just down to the fact that Amelia was up to her usual antics. In fact, there must have been so much real-life chemistry that the two of them started hanging out after the episode aired. In March of 2022, it was revealed that they were dating, after Aitch posted a series of cryptic vlogs on TikTok featuring a mystery woman that he was going on dates with, eventually revealing that it was Amelia. In that video, he claimed that they went official and he tagged her in the caption. Amelia also confirmed their relationship during an interview on Kiss FM, where she said, "We're hanging out. I like him a lot. I love that he loves me so much." But only about a month later, they revealed that they broke up on a TikTok and said that they'd be better off as friends. To this day though, many people still think that the relationship was just a PR stunt. Number 3, Yungblud. The English singer, musician, and songwriter, whose real name is Dominic Harrison, appeared on an episode of Chicken Shop Date last year, and it made for a great interview. Within the first minute, the two of them are singing a melody, and the results are hilarious. Amelia makes a remark that she's surprised that he can sing so well, and Dominic agrees and says that everyone doubts him. She then asks him if he washes his face, and he almost can't believe the question, but he's able to laugh it off. The vibes of the date are immaculate. Amelia continues to say some outrageous things just to see how he would react. At one point, she claims that she would like to be cremated after she dies and made into batter for chicken nuggets. And when he brings her flowers, Amelia says they smell like chicken. It seems like fans agree that they're both on the same wavelength. Someone commented, "Least awkward chicken shop date yet. He knows how to keep the convo going." Another user wrote, "First one I've watched where it just seems like a normal date because Yungblud is up to every question." And that about sums it up perfectly. When the guests don't take themselves too seriously, that's when it becomes comedy gold. Number 2, Sean Paul. For the date, Amelia and Sean head to a chicken spot in Cardiff, and as usual, the encounter is hilariously awkward. She asks the dancehall star if he's still in contact with Jody and Rebecca, the women that he name drops on his big hit Get Busy. In response, the 50-year-old artist says that he is still in contact with Jody, but not Rebecca. Amelia then says that's probably for the best because now you've met me. Sean then talks about putting her name in a song, and in response, Amelia says no pressure. He then makes a major dad joke and says, "Your name is no pressure?" At one point, he also reveals something many people may not know about him. He's actually a talented swimmer. He claims that he used to play water polo for Jamaica and said that he wants to get back into it. Interestingly enough, Sean was actually born into a family of athletes, and sports were his first love. He's also very gifted academically and earned a degree in hotel management. As promised, the date is very uncomfortable to watch at times, especially when Amelia delivers her usual mix of cutthroat remarks in a detached manner. But it doesn't stop her from getting complimented on her red dress and even invited to one of Sean's concerts. And coming in at number 1, Matt Healy. Recently, the singer went on chicken shop date with Amelia, and right off the bat, you could tell that the two of them had great chemistry. Her own purposeful awkwardness was a challenge for Matt, but he really seemed to be able to match her energy. When they first sit down, she comments on his suit and says it looks like he's going to a funeral. In response, he just says, "Maybe I am." She then makes a suggestion that he was born in 1975, a reference to the name of his band, and brings up other people who were born in that year like Liz Truss. But Matt doesn't lose his cool. Instead, he goes along with the joke and acts offended, saying, "No, I was born in the 80s. I was born in 1989 and I'm still young and relevant." In response, Amelia just says, "Sure." She then asks him what his least attractive quality is, to which he says his personality. She then agrees with him and keeps munching on chips. The two of them keep joking around, and at one point Matt looks at her and says, "I do generally find you attractive." And she just smiles. The fact that they both understood her humor made the interview one of the most funniest ones in the series. In fact, it was so good that Matt even tried to sneak in a kiss at the end. Well, that's everything that we have on the list for this video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.